Let's see. So this is episode 9, and this is with Cecilia Estrada. And I had the pleasure of first seeing her work pop up on Twitter, and it was some TikTok videos that were pretty cool. And then from there, I started seeing some really cool stuff with Google Sites. And recently, I transitioned into a new position, working as the liaison between CSUB and BCSD with KUTR. And then I realized that you were in the KUTR program and you're entering the field. So I thought, what a great opportunity to talk to someone that can share with the new cohort 5 that's coming in, what that experience is like, kind of give them a little advice and show them kind of where they're going to be in a year. And then also talk about like the really, really awesome stuff that you're setting up with technology, especially just kind of starting out. So if Cecilia, first, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Cecilia Estrada, and I am a former KUTR resident. I just completed my credential program in the spring, and I was hired as a second grade teacher at Castle Loma Elementary. Yeah. So like he mentioned, I have been doing a lot of stuff this summer, just trying to prepare myself for the upcoming school year and also learning and things that I've been seeing online, especially on a specific platform that I will be sharing to you guys all about. So a little bit about my path into teaching. Before I became a KUTR resident, I was working for the mini corps program. So I was a migrant tutor. I specialized with migrant students, and I just really liked the classroom experience. I wanted to make sure that I went into teaching and helped my people. I could totally relate with migrant students, migrant parents. So that's how the whole teaching idea came into my life. Um,
Hey, before you go
and
into it, tell us a little bit about the, you said the mini core,
mhm,
or what was it called? Mini core or AmeriCore?
mini course.
Mini core, because you're not the, okay, so I ran into another really good, somebody that started out really, really good teaching, and I think
Mhm.
they also went through Cuter, but they came through mini core. Tell us a little bit about that real quick before you move on, because I want to know more about that.
Yeah, okay. So with mini core, it's a program through CSUB. So what we pretty much would do, we tutor migrant students. So they will place us at, I believe BCSD is one of the districts that works also with mini core. Um, I did that for 3 years. Every year they place you in a different grade level because they want you to get the full experience of different grade levels. We actually got to even do testing that some teachers do, like for BCSD would be, for example, the BAS or other testings that are important. We got to teach lessons to the whole class before I was actually a credentialed teacher. So it was kind of like the cuter in a way, but I was specifically just working with a group of students. The only thing is that I would always do my best to communicate and build relationships with the teachers so that I was allowed to do more. And they're usually pretty open about it. They allow you to teach, help them out with anything that you want. So I think MiniCore, honestly, I could say that it was one of the best programs, and I'm so glad that I joined MiniCore. I actually met someone, whoever helped me get into MiniCore, that same person helped me get into Cuter. She gave me information and she works for BCSD now. Her name is Jimena Gallardo. She was a teacher for BCSD, but she started also with MiniCore. And I know a lot of people that went through MiniCore and are now teachers as well.
That's cool, cool, cool. That's nice. So that's going to be something I'm going to be throwing out, because this is, like I said, this is
Mm-hmm.
the second mini core person I've heard, and like people are learning some good things there.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
you want to hop into the how? So you want to tell us a little bit about the process of getting into Cuter, and then just kind of like your overall experience with what that was like.
Yeah. So I was introduced to like the residency programs through MiniCore. They always encouraged us to look for residency programs because they knew how much more support we get and all the experience that we get before we actually become teachers. So I right away when I heard about that, I wanted to make sure that I joined a residency program, and I heard about Cuter, and I knew a few people that had joined it years before and they just loved it. So I went ahead and applied, and luckily I got in, and I do not regret it. It was the best experience that I've had. What I really liked about the Cuter program and my experience was that we get to experience, I personally got to experience two very different school settings. I was first placed at Casaloma and I did kinder, and then I was placed at Fletcher and I did third grade. So I got to see two completely different sites, and the students, the teachers, the parents, everything was so different. So that was the one thing that KUTR always told us. They wanted us to be able to work anywhere, to be prepared for anything. And I feel like I got a taste of what they defined as anything. So I was able to do it in both settings, different ages as well. So it was two completely different environments, but I loved and enjoyed both of them. I also, through my experience, I got to talk to a lot of parents, and that's something that I had never done before. I was a substitute teacher before, and as a mini court tutor, I didn't really get to talk to parents, so I didn't see that side of teaching. I didn't know how important it is to build relationship with the parents. But through KUTR, I was able to experience that. So that's also another great thing about the program, the contact with the parents. I also feel like it gave me a lot of confidence because you're constantly being observed, and there's a lot of people out there that are just watching you pretty much. And it made me gain a lot of confidence and believe in myself all the time. And also, it gave me lots of friendships and colleagues that now I collaborate with. So my KUTR family, I wish we call each other family because we're such a big group and we have group chats. We talk to each other every single day. We share ideas, and I feel like that's the best part because I know they will be there forever, and we are always going to collaborate. And also all the trainings and support from other teachers and staff. I think it's a great experience. KUTR was the best choice I could have made.
So what's the big difference, or yeah, what's the big difference between like the cuter and someone that goes through the traditional route? Because I always have people ask me, um, you know, Gonzalez, should I just jump right into teaching? Should I do a regular traditional credential? Should I go through cuter? And so one of the things I always tell people is, so like me, I went kind of trial by fire when I jumped in, you know, and I enjoyed it. But I always point out like every person I've seen come out of the residency program is a little bit further along than everybody that hasn't. And but can you break down like what is so like what does like a semester look like in cuter, like, or what distinguishes it from a traditional program?
Yeah, so I think the best part is that we get to be in the classroom all year long. So we are there the first day all the way to the last day. And even before the first day, we're able to go in when the teacher said, when our mentor teacher is setting up their classroom, we get to see the whole process of what you would see when you're a classroom teacher. And I believe we spend more hours in the classroom because we start from the first day all the way to the last day. Not only that, but our courses are with the same group of people every week. And we have professors just for our class, which I feel like we just get a lot more support. We have that freedom of, we have that specific professor just for us. And just the fact that we have the same group every week, we support each other, and mainly the time in the classroom as well. I feel like being there the first day is so important, and also the last day, we see the kids so much that they really trust us, and it's not like you just randomly come into a classroom trying to teach. Like we literally start since day one, and we get to build those relationships with both our mentors and the kids.
Cool. The so when I first came across your work, I think it was on because you were posting some of the stuff from TikTok on Twitter, and so I'm a millennial, so we were the millennials. We came in all late to this mess, and then Twitter, I think, or not Twitter, TikTok took off like with the pandemic. Like all of a sudden,
Oh,
like
yeah.
TikTok was like everybody was in TikTok. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I got like older cousins and like everybody like going into that thing, and so it's funny. And but what struck me and what impressed me the most, what I saw you doing was, I believe you were making the engage part for
Uh-huh.
was it for a science
Yeah, for a 5E lesson.
for a 5e lesson, and were you doing it was the water, it was the plastic what is it, the plastic bag, and you were sticking in the
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
can you
pencil.
explain it a little bit?
Yes,
I'm like butchering.
yes. Yeah, so also through the KUTR program for our science course, we had to, when the pandemic came in, we had to move everything into a virtual setting. Like, so we had to create our 5E lesson into videos. And like you said, at the time, TikTok was everything. Everyone was into it. So I was like, why not use TikTok to as the engage part, or just as, a resource for my lessons. So I just recorded my lessons using TikTok videos, using songs that I did my research and what songs are kids into, kind of thing. This was like I was in third grade at the time, so I was like, okay, I had relationships with my students at Fletcher, so I would ask them, what songs do you guys like? And we just I knew what they liked, so I used that and I put it all together. I created my lesson with the songs. Just the fact that it has a TikTok logo on the side, that was going to be engaging for them. So then I started doing my 5E lesson, and TikTok helped me a lot. Like I said, I used it for the engage part and
Yeah.
for just the rest of my videos to use the music. But yeah, it was a waterproof bag, and it was just like
Yeah.
sticking the pencil through the bag. But the whole music and the trend was what I
Yeah.
believe kids got engaged with.
Yeah, see, so I want to point this out. I want to point out. So I did my master's in ed tech. I feel like I know pretty well what's going on there. And when I went into TikTok the first time, I thought like, well, I mean, it's cool, but I didn't really see like a educational value in it. But then when I started watching your videos and a few other videos, I was like, oh wow, like silly me, like there's all kinds of value in this.
Yeah.
Um, so one of the things I want to point out that if you're a veteran educator, what I got out of it was like, well, there's like new educators coming in, and we got to like make sure we not only like let them shine, but also like learn what it is that they're doing, because like you have
Mm-hmm.
you different ideas, and so I think sometimes we have to like make sure we stay open to what people are bringing in, and that to me was one of the big takeaways, because you did that video. You had a few other ones that were like they were really cool, and then more recently I noticed your Google Sites is fire. Like you want to talk
Yeah,
about it?
yeah, of course. And honestly, my Google Sites, all the ideas I also got from TikTok. So not only did I use TikTok to try to create engaging lessons, but I also used it to connect with other educators, because just like you said, there are so many teachers using TikTok to give advice and give resources, share things that they know already. And I was never that great at technology, but lately with this short 15-second videos, I've been learning so much. So my Google Sites, a lot of my ideas came from TikTok. I was introduced to Google Sites through the KUTR program as well, but I just kept it really basic. I was kind of like, I wasn't sure what I was doing there. And then I came across people starting to create Bitmoji classrooms, that's what they
Yeah.
call them, and that was using like Google Slides first. So I started doing the whole Google Slides Bitmoji classroom, and then I came across videos of teachers on TikTok creating Google Sites. So then I jumped into the trend and I started doing Google Sites, which right now the site that I have, I'm really hoping to be able to use with both my students and the parents. I'm trying to do like a student portal and a parent portal, and that Google site, I hope to put all information and resources that I will be using this year in there.
Right.
But I can, do you want me to share the screen?
Yeah. Could you share it?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I have so far. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is my virtual classroom that I've created and I'm hoping to use this year. So as I scroll down, I have a student portal, parent portal, and I just have some information about myself. So I made these two clickable, so the students will only go to the student portal.
Yeah.
And here I want to keep it simple and easy for them to access. So I have like a daily check-in. This will link to our Google Classroom, which is the platform we will be using at BCSC, I believe. Then Zoom, and I'm still working on this, but I want to do choice board for whenever they're finished with their work so that they have options. And here at the bottom, I'm planning to add quick links to whatever other resources we are required to use with the district. Then if I go back to home, I have the parent portal. This one I'm still working on, but I did make sure that I have an English and a Spanish side so that they both English and Spanish speaker parents can access it. And my main goal to having a parent portal is for them to be able to help the kids if in some way they need additional help. I'm hoping to provide the parents with ways on how they can help them at home. Then I also have just other tabs with expectations that I'm still updating. And I created a classroom chant that I'm hoping to teach my kids. Schedules are being updated, and I have some information about coach I feel like will be also needed. And lastly, work, I will be posting all their work, or at least some of their work.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It looks good. I think we're having a little bit of a.
I told you this because I learned from TikTok how to create your own GIF, and I'm using this all these tips to create my get to know me kind of
Cool.
slides.
No,
And
that's
then last,
good.
yeah, this was all of this came from TikTok. I believe this presentation, I also got it from someone that shared it. So like I said, those platforms have a lot of information that we can use to put into the classroom. And this, I actually came out with this idea, and I recently shared it on my TikTok, and I've been getting lots of likes, and people just want to know. So I thought it was cool to have a TikTok dance room for the students, and I created on Google Slides each of these linked to safe YouTube video of that specific song, and I try to put songs that kids will probably be into when we start school. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
No, it's cool. It looks great. Do you oh man, I guess I shouldn't ask, right? And with I shouldn't ask while it's live, but can I share that with or can you share the links with me so I can share with the new KUTR?
No, yeah, of course. I'll share it. I actually shared it on a Facebook page, and yeah, people were able to just edit it and remove my Bitmoji and add others. Yeah, I can totally share it.
Very, very cool. Hey, so the new people coming in, it's going to be a different experience. It's going to be tougher, right? Because it's all going to start out virtual, you know, and in a way that's something that none of us have ever really experienced, or not none of us, because there's people that teach online too. But this is different because it's supposed to be all, there's a lot of synchronous components. What advice do you have for like the new residents coming in, or even new teachers coming in? You know, that are going to start teaching in about 2 weeks or so. What pointers can you give to somebody to kind of make them feel a little bit better about starting out?
Yeah, some advice that I have specifically for the tutor, resident, would be to communicate with their mentors. I feel like it's really important to communicate with them, build a relationship with them before the kids come in, just get to know them. It just makes it so much easier to work with them. I feel like all of the mentors that participate in the KUTR program, they're great and they're really good about communicating, but it's also important that we put in the effort and just try to be communicating all the time. Like I said, building relationships with them and the students, and also with the parents if possible. I feel like as a resident at the beginning, I was a little bit like afraid to, talk to students too much, or the parents, just because I didn't feel like the actual teacher in the classroom. But I feel like it's really important to believe that you are the teacher in the classroom as well, and treat the kids, the same way the actual teacher would, and build relationships since day one so that they can trust you, and everything just is easier when you actually make them believe that you are the teacher and just build relationships. Also, to take initiative, I would say a lot of times your mentor teacher might be doing something quick, and the class kind of stops. Be able to just jump in and do it yourself. You don't need a lot of times I felt like I needed to ask, oh, can I do this? But I got to learn that they like when you take initiative. They appreciate it because sometimes they're not able to tell you, hey, can you jump in? So just do it. Honestly, it's not going to do you bad. It's not going to do them bad. Be confident, especially confident. You're going to be observed all the time by your mentors, principals. I don't know how it's going to work this year, but you're going to be observed somehow, and just be confident. Show them that you know what you're doing, even though you might not be knowing what you do at the beginning, but just try your best. And try everything that you want to try. Don't be afraid. Whatever ideas you have, ask your mentors, hey, can I try this out? Most of the time they will say yes. And a lot of times they like what you do. And like you said, they learn from you. When I was at Fletcher, I tried like all kinds of things, and that was only like 3-4 months. Like my TPA lesson, I made it so fun. I tried to really incorporate technology and do a lot that they still hadn't experienced. And my mentor, she really liked it. She got me even sharing like the self-assessment that the students did with TPA. We shared it with the whole third grade team. So they really liked some of the things that I did. So don't be afraid to share what you do also. I feel like sharing is important. A lot of people will learn from your things. And connect with other residents. So make sure you share your experiences, ask questions, and just build that family because they will support you and they'll be there for you. Like I said, with our KUTR people, we still have a group chat and we're always sending each other resources. So it's important that you stay connected with them. Yeah. And yeah, one more thing, don't forget practice self-care. I learned that through KUTR with Joan Smith, which I believe she'll be your professor as well this semester. It's hard at first. The credential program can be overwhelming and you can forget about your personal life, but don't do that to yourself. Just try to remember why you're there and just practice self-care. That's going to help you with everything in your journey.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate it. There's going to be, I believe, at least 20. Yeah, there's going to be 20 new residents in cohort 5, and the mentors, they're going to be checking it out. They'll be seeing it on, it's on the 3rd is the orientation. But yeah, I really appreciate it. It's the good luck this school year. Casa Loma, lucky to have you, but Casa Loma, you'll love it too. A lot of really great people, great admin, great families, great. It's cool. You're gonna like it. It's gonna be a good year, and you got good things going for you. So thank you. And signing off.